Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us here once again for another episode of Secret Jews, where we are uncovering hidden Jewish traditions. Today's episode is the Italian Jewish name game. Let's go ahead and give our sponsors their due. Secret Jews of Calabria, a wonderful documentary uncovering Jewish traditions hidden for over 500 years. To find out how to get your copy of Secret Jews of Calabria or host your group or organization, host a viewing event, please visit RabbiBarbara.com. Carl Percal and Ibex Motion, documentary film as a key to our past and future. You can find out more by emailing Carl at cpercal, P-E-R-K-A-L, at netvision.net.il. And Rabbi Barbara Aiello, Italy's first woman rabbi. You can find out all about Rabbi Barbara and all the wonderful services she offers by visiting RabbiBarbara.com. And the William David Company, rethinking small business marketing since 2009. If you'd like to find out what your virtual engagement rating is, visit WilliamDavidCompany.com. Well, I would like to introduce your co-hosts for today. First, we'd like to introduce you to Rabbi Barbara Aiello. Welcome, Rabbi Barbara.
Thank you, and welcome to all of our viewers as well.
And our film's producer, Carl Percal. Welcome, Carl.
And I should point out that I'm in Israel, and I'm getting the feeling that, Randy, you're somewhere on the Jersey coast. Is that correct?
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore. And Rabbi, I think are you still in Florida, or are you on your way?
I am still in Florida, but I am just days away from going back to the mountains of Calabria, where our film is set, the setting for our film.
Fabulous, gorgeous, wonderful, super. I have a question. We're going to talk about names today, because I know in the film we talk about it, and you've talked about it, about how, for instance, what we might think is a typically Italian name, Aello, is actually an Italian Jewish name. So I'm going to throw one out to you. In the ethnic world of New York City, where I grew up, if you found cross-ethnic connections, they were usually Jews and Italians. My friends in school, if there was intermarriage, it was usually Jews and Italians. And lo and behold, after World War II, my father was a young attorney, and he went to work for, in those days, he was a Jewish lawyer, you went to work for a Jewish law firm. But indeed, when the law firm took in non-Jews, they were usually Italian. And my father's partner for many, many years was Tony Ferrara. So now I'm thinking, maybe Tony Ferrara was actually Jewish. Could it be?
Absolutely, not could it be. Tony Ferrara has Jewish roots, just like all of the Aiellos, the A-I-E-L-L-Os, that is a common name all over the United States for Italian Americans, also has Jewish roots. And let me tell you a little bit about how we determine that. First of all, my own name, Aiello, goes all the way back to biblical times in Judea, when the name was El Al, just like the airlines, and meaning, of course, translated in modern times skyward or to God. The name made its way to, in the Babylonian diaspora, made its way to Spain, and there it became Ayala with an A-Y. Then it made its way into Sicily, and since there is no Y, no ypsilon in the Italian alphabet, it became we would say J, but that is called in Italian E lungo, long I, E lungo, and it would be A, J, or E lungo, E-L-L-O. Then it made its way into the toe of the boot, and it became A-I-E-L-L-O. It is one of the top 5 oldest Italian Jewish surnames in the world.
So wait, I have to ask, Danny Aiello.
Well, Danny Aiello is a distant
has he admitted
cousin.
To his Jewish roots?
Well, I don't know. We are related, Danny and I, so he certainly knows that he's got a rabbi in his heritage. But that's a very good question, because I am related to Danny through my grandfather and his father. But there are many, because of forced conversions and adult baptisms, that when Jews were forced to accept Christian conversion through an adult baptism, many Jews became good Christians. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you another interesting thing about names. I've had people come to me who say, I know my family has Jewish heritage. I've researched the traditions that we do, but our surname precludes it. And then they tell me their surname is Lo Spirito Santo, the Holy Spirit, or Aiutami Cristo, help me Christ. And I oftentimes say those are part of your story, because when Jews accepted adult baptism, they gave themselves surnames to show that they were super Christians, so that the Inquisition authorities would leave them alone. And so they adopted these names, Aiutami Cristo, which is a made-up configuration. Nobody would have a surname like that except someone who was putting a few words together to get the Inquisition off their backs. Now, let's go to Ferraro, okay? Ferraro is a very interesting Italian Jewish name, because the ornamental iron workers, the artisans, not just people who dealt with construction, but people who dealt with the ornamental balconies that you see in Jewish quarters all over Spain and Portugal. You see it all over Sicily, because these ornamental balconies also traveled. The artigianato, the craft, traveled with the migration of the Jews, as the Jews ran from persecution from Spain to Portugal, Portugal to Sicily and Sardinia. You see them bringing their craft with them. And so the Jews who did this were called Ferri, Ferro, Ferraro, Ferrari, and these all meant people who did ornamental ironwork. So yes, indeed, your father found a law partner who had ancient Jewish roots.